like it. If you do, and you're not subscribed, do so and hit the little bell to get your notifications. God bless. We're going to be drilling and tapping 5/16 18 in the bottom clamp piece for the lathe stop. We're going to finish this up by hand. Alright, we're going to drill these two holes right here. This is the one we drilled and tapped a while ago. These two holes are going to be for dowel pins just to keep this block from turning. And we're just going to drill it. May not work, may have to go a little oversized, but we're going to drill it right now for drill them quarter 20, mercy. Been a long day. We're going to drill it 1/4 inch just with a drill bit, and we're not going to ream it or nothing. We'll ream well, I put that in there right. We're going to ream the other block and lock tight the pins into the aluminum block. Gotta scoot this over a little bit before I drill a hole in my vise. Alright, now let's get us a chamfering tool and chamfer those holes. Today's been a long day. We had thunderstorms all night last night, and we were up till in the morning hours with no electricity and storms still going strong. So Just so happened we didn't have no damage or nothing, but I spent about 2 hours picking up limbs all over the yard this morning. But other than that, it was all right. That's what we're doing right there. We drilled these 2 holes. They just gonna be clearance holes for dowel pins to lock this in place. Okay, we set up and ready to drill and ream these. I'm gonna drill them about 15 under, and we're gonna ream them 251, and I'm gonna Loctite them in. I better tighten up the drill chuck. Like I said, it's been a long day. All right, that does it. We're gonna go over here and see how they fit, and we'll come back and show y'all. Okay, we are back. Let me make sure I got this in frame. All right, I guess these are the holes that this one and this one that you didn't get to see me put in here because of the camera, or the camera operator, I should say, malfunctioned. But this is it. Now we're going to use some 680 Loctite. This stuff is, you have to heat it up to get it off. I broke 5/16 screws trying to get this stuff out without, I've seen 3/8 broke. This stuff is really something. You heat it up, it comes right off. Or it comes right out, the screws do. We're going to put something on these dowel pins. And I've already cleaned them with acetone, and this is this 2-inch dowel I cut off. Well, it's got a lot of hydraulic action there, don't it? Let's see. We got drive them down just a little bit. I don't think that'd help much, but we'll let them set for a while. And this is a piece that goes on here and clamps on. Clean this excess off right here. It ain't gonna set up anyway. It has to, you have to have it in a hole where it can't get any air, and it'll set up. That's the reason you only, when you buy these bottles, they're only half full. If they were full at time you used them, it'd be hard as a rock. It's got to have no oxygen to set up, and that should set up in a few seconds. Good enough to, well, we can go ahead and, this is a handle I made. This is, I had this knob, and I pressed a little washer up in here. It had a recess there, and I'm going to use it on here. This goes on here like this, and then it'll, this threads in here and locks down, and this where this can't turn. When you're backing it off, it can't turn because them dowel pins have got it. So that's the reason they're in there. These dowel pins here has got it and that's the reason they're in there, because we didn't want it turning. And this is just a matter of fact, this is off of a tiller. This is the bar that comes down that it's off of a front tine tiller, and this is a plow that went behind it. It was a 3/8 bar, just a straight bar that had a just a 45 cut in the bottom of it. It didn't have no actual no plow on it. It was just a straight. And I cut a piece off of it to make this. And this handle was some handles we bought for a job at work, and they didn't work. And they done modified these. I couldn't. I bored them out and stuff. And they just was too big to fit the application. So we they just threw them in the scrap bin, and I just went in the scrap bin and got them. Put them in my box. I figured I'd use them one day. I never did, so now I am. But we'll go over here and I'll show you how this goes on the lathe. Let's turn this camera around, and we're just gonna do it right here on the end of the lathe. Let's see if I can zoom that in just a little bit and get y'all a little better view there. There we go. My neighbor's dog's right up under my feet. He stays over here more than he stays at home. That's gonna go on there like that, and you'll be able to move it anywhere you want it to without it falling. And then you just tighten her down. If she's there, she ain't gonna move. This ain't gonna move. I've still got to make a some kind of deal here. I don't know what I want back here yet, but this is just gonna be the stop part. If I decide to make that all this or decide what I want, I'll make another video on that. I ain't gonna do it today, I don't think. It's done dark outside. I don't know what time it is. I would imagine it's about 8:30. I've been out here all day, and I hadn't had but about 3 hours of sleep. So there's a skyline. Neighbor's house over yonder. He's out in the shop working on his vehicle. But it's just seemed like a grass growed about 6 inches overnight. I gotta we're gonna go down to a water park tomorrow. I'm gonna take Gabriella to Point Mallard in Decatur, Alabama, to the water park down there. We got a yearly subscription or yearly pass or whatever you call it down there, and but her aunt's gonna take her tomorrow, and I'm going to Harbor Freight, so we'll come back with some goodies probably. Let me say good night. And I decided after I got the video done to take this thing back over and give it a little haircut. We put a little angle here, brought this down here by 3/8, about 3/8, between 3/16 and 3/8 of an inch, and then put us another little angle over here on this side and here, and took a little bit off of it. It was a little bit big, and I don't like the handle, so I'm gonna change it too, and probably just put a bolt up there for right now. So, I mean, a nut up there for right now, and use a wrench on it. So, it's been a long day, so good night, and God bless. Okay, here's the finished product we got here now. We got a 1/2 inch 20 screw here. We put a flat on the end with a good chamfer here. and we found that nut we had for some tie downs we had that was 5/16 18, so we used it. It's just a washer we had. This is a block we drilled and tapped here and then put those 2 dowel pins in it. And we made this knob, and this was just a piece that I had left over from another project, and it had a hole all the way through it. So we tapped it about 3/4 of the way through it, and then we made this little brass piece here to press down in that hole, and we put it just a little radius on the end of it, and it's got about a 20 thousandths flat there, just to pretty it up a little bit. But she's done and she works good. And if you're off a couple of thousandths when you set it, all you gotta do is turn that knob just a hair, and it'll get it. Full revolution on that knob is 50 thousandths. I believe that's right. These bugs out here tonight, it's bad. It just got through raining. It come a big storm. It's been storming for about, I guess it stormed for about 3.5 hours. Probably got 1 inch of rain or more. And it's supposed to, they say the heat index tomorrow is supposed to be 100. This is the 21st, so that'll be Sunday tomorrow. It's supposed, the heat index is supposed to be over 100. And it's been a cool day today with all the storms coming through, but we're going to pay for it, I think, tomorrow. But that's it right there, and it turned out real good. It does a real good job, and I may end up shortening this a little bit. The knob right now it's about 6 inches, and I may end up shortening it to about 4. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how well it works out. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, one thing other, I had to set this back up. That import 90-degree cutter I bought, it didn't cut 90 degrees. It was more like 115. And I set it back up and just run an end mill down this side and down that side till it cleaned up. I lined it up with the center, and it went, every time I moved it, I went down 15 and over that way 15. And that way we kept it in the center. It still lined up with our lines somewhat. So, yeah, we don't trust that cutter anymore. We'll have to, we should have done it that way to start with, but I thought that cutter will work. But guess what? It didn't. I hope you enjoyed today's video. We had a good time making the stop, and turned out pretty well. Hope y'all enjoyed it, and if you did, hit the subscribe button if you ain't already subscribed, and hit the bell to get your notifications. And thank y'all again for stopping by, and God bless.